Children. Now, what should we sing next?
I got a whole lot of woman. I got a whole lot of woman.
Oh, thank you, Eric. We'll bear it in mind. Now, any other suggestions?
Away in a manger.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Jennifer.
Not as good as a whole lot of woman.
Well, this is the Sally Ann Christmas party, Eric, dear. Not the old grey whistle test.
Why don't we play a game instead?
Yes, why don't we? Now, what should we play first?
Strip poker. Or free cab ride. No, I'll tell you what. How about Postman's Knock?
Postman's Knock?
You know, I go outside with a bit of pork crackling.
Oh, no, what Postman's Knock is, Eric. At least we've all heard about it. But I don't think it's quite suitable for the occasion.
You never do anything I want.
I know what he wants.
The way he's going on, happen he's going to get it. No.
I know. Why don't we tell each other what we all did for Christmas? Eric, what did Santa Claus bring you this year?
Nout.
Nothing at all? Oh, I am sorry.
Because there ain't no Santa Claus. Oh, yes, there is. I saw him. He came into my bedroom in a big red dressing gown. That weren't Santa Claus. That was Uncle Jack. Can you just to stay with your mum when your dad goes away? Of course, he's not a real uncle.
Well, we needn't go into that. Look, I'm sure you got something, Eric.
From my mum, yeah, new bike.
And from your father?
A clip-out hero.
I should think so and all.
Dropping my trans jobbers, don't laugh. I got lots and lots of presents. You would. I got a dress and a book and a record and a coat and a lovely dolly that wet sits down when you press his little belly button.
How quaint.
What does it do when you press his little body? Does it?
I don't think we need to go into that, Eric. You've obviously had a good Christmas. Both of you. All of you. But what about the children less fortunate than yourselves? All over the world. What sort of a Christmas did they have?
Oh, no, not that again.
Not what?
Them starving Chinese my grand keeps going on about. I'm off.
Oi, you.
Me?
Hi.
What?
Sit.
Right.
Thank you, Benjamin. I wasn't going to tell you about the starving Chinese. I was going to tell you what sort of a Christmas you might have had in my grandmother's day.
I think I'd rather hear about the starving chicks.
I'd like to strangle that kid.
To join the queue. Now, you may find this hard to believe, but many, many years ago, my grandmother ran a Sally Ann citadel very like this one. Now, isn't that interesting? Yes, it certainly is. And this is the story she told me. It all began a few days before Christmas, when my grandmother, Agnes Ridley, a sweet, saintly woman, was called to visit the humble little abode of one of her flock. But as she knocked on the door of that damp little room in Sewer Street, Even she was not prepared for such a sorry tale of woe. Who is it? It's Captain Ridley, Mrs. Scratchy. Oh, thank heavens for that. You've got exactly the same knock as the bailiffs. Oh, it must be like living in a lighthouse. Now, what's the trouble, sister? It's my Bob. He's gone. Your poor husband gone? Aye. No, but half an hour ago. Oh, dear, I am sorry. To the Flag and Ferret. Oh, I see. To get himself stinking drunk. But if you're here when he gets back, maybe it'll stop him from giving me one. What? A good hiding, of course, what else? Oh, yeah, well, here. Hold on. If your Bob has gone to Satan's Snake Pit. Where? The pub. Oh. Who's that in bed? Hmm? Oh, that's Tiny Tom. Poor little Mike can't get up. Sick again, is he? What ails the lad this time? Same old trouble. It's his crutch. Tiny Tom! Tom, lad, wake up and show the captain your crutch.
Hello, missus.
Tell the captain what your dad did last night when he came home K-Live.
Must be crutch. Oh.
And that's why he's in bed. You can't walk about with a busted crutch, can you? Keep falling over, don't you? Of course, it weren't his dad's fault. He were a different person before he were given the sack. A loving husband and a wonderful father to little Tiny Tom here. But you'll not be having much of a Christmas this year, will you, Tom, lad? Just a new bit of wood for your crutch and a clip round the ear hole from your dad. Oh, I think it's terrible. Oh, it's not so bad. Your father misses half the time, don't he, Tom? No, I meant your husband getting the sack just before Christmas. Who did he work for? Ebenezer Dickens of Dickens and Marley. Dickens and Marley, the pawnbrokers? What, them in Hernia Street? It's just Mr. Dickens now, since his partner popped his clogs. Of course, I went to see him, to appeal to him, but it were no use. No? No. He said I wouldn't appeal to him with me head in a bucket. All that man thinks about is brass. Well, what's the point? You can't take it with you. Captain Ridley. If Ebenezer Dickens can't take it with him, he just won't go. Everything was all right until last night. Last night? My husband was working later than usual, because at this time of year, Mr. Dickens likes to send a special Christmas message to all his customers.
And if the interest on your 5 shillings loan, a mere 30 shillings a week, is not forthcoming by Tuesday the 25th of December...
Oh, but that's Christmas Day, Mr. Dickens, sir.
Is it? Why, so it is. You, I take it, will be celebrating Christmas, Scratchy?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm giving the wife a goose.
Indeed. I would have thought you'd be past that sort of thing. Still, it costs nought, and if it brings a flush to her cheeks... Good God, what's that?
What's what, sir?
There, in the corner on the floor.
What, you mean the mousetrap, sir?
No, I do not mean the mousetrap, Scratchy. I mean what's in it.
Oh, dear. Have you hurt yourself, sir?
Oh, I am sorry, sir. You look it. What do you call this?
Piece of cheese, sir.
Anyway, who put it there?
Well, I did, sir. The mice don't seem very interested in an empty trap, sir.
Oh, you did? Then all I can say is if you can afford to give Hope Cuisine victuals to half the mice in Hernia Street, you're obviously being grossly overpaid.
Overpaid, sir? Well, you only give us 2 and 3pence a week, and I have to buy my own ink, sir.
Well, from now on, making a round 2 bob, and you can find your own lamp-wicks, too.
But, sir...
Oh, shut up and get back to work. Oh, and put that on me desk. I'll have it for my Christmas dinner.
What, a bit of old cheese, sir, for your Christmas dinner, sir? Oh, surely not, sir. Look, why don't you come along to my humble dwelling, and partake of our humble Christmas celebration, sir. Well, it won't be much of a spread, but if you're partial to a goose... I'd better rephrase that.
No, don't bother.
Oh, do say you'll come, sir. You'll be most welcome.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Scratchy, but since I'll be working on Christmas Day...
Working, sir? All by yourself, sir, on Christmas Day? Surely not, sir.
No, not all by myself. You'll be working with me.
Oh, no, sir. No, you can't mean that.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I just can't do it. I must be at home on Christmas Day. I owe it to my wife and family. And above all, to poor little tiny Tom. Him and his crutch.
You're quite adamant about that, are you, Scratchy?
Oh, yes, sir, quite.
Then goodbye. Good luck. And close the door quietly on your way out. You're dismissed, sacked, fired, bereft of gainful employment.
Oh, sir, do you mean to say you're terminating my appointment just before Christmas?
Got
sir?
it in one, Scratchy. Thank you for all your years of loyal and devoted service. Now sling your rope.
But, sir, I shall be destitute.
It certainly looks that way, yes.
Oh, please, Mr. Dickens, sir, you can't throw me out onto the hard, cruel world.
Oh, can't I? Chuzzlewit, come up here and throw Scratching out onto the hard, cruel world.
All right, I'm going.
Oh, just one thing, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas. What a pity it isn't snowing outside.
Yes, children. Now, and that's what happened to poor Bob Scratchit all those years ago.
Come on, tell us. What happened next?
Oh, you're enjoying our little story, are you, Eric?
A knockout, missus.
I'm so glad. There you are, you see, I told you it wasn't all bad.
Come on, tell us. What happened to him?
To our hero,
Yeah, to Ebenezer Dickens. Ah, you just don't care, do you? Talk about putting the boot in. I like Tiny Tom best. He's nice. He's a Wally, that's what he is. Just like his dad. What's a Wally? He's a Wally, him up there.
Let's get an ambulance.
Let's get back to the story, shall we? Right, now, where was I? Oh, yes, I remember. Now, that very same night, my grandmother went to see Mr. Dickens to try to persuade him to give Bob Scratchit his job back. But it turned out even more difficult than she thought. Please, Mr. Dickens, if you don't give Mr. Scratchit his job back, he won't be able to pay his rent, and his landlord may well throw him out onto the street.
I can guarantee that. I'm his landlord.
But what about his family? Especially little tiny Tom. How will he survive? Look, it's freezing outside.
Rubbish.
Please, Mr. Dickens, show a little Christian charity.
A little Christian charity? Captain Ridley, have you any conception of what it's like to be born in a workhouse? Sold to a chimney sweep for 6 3/4 at the age of 5½? Stuck up a chimney, hour after hour, week after week, coughing your lungs out, with naught to look forward to but a bit of dry bread for your dinner and a clip round the ear hole for afters.
Oh, how awful. I've no idea how you must have suffered.
Oh, that weren't me. That was a kid called Oliver, who used to work for me, till he ran away to London and got a job with a fella called Fagin. Little basket, he took me flu brushes too.
Now, what the heck was all that talk about?
Look, I'm trying to explain to you that there are a lot of people far worse off than Bob Scratchit. Now, take yourself off and leave me be. I've still got work to attend to.
Like what? Driving another family to despair and degradation?
Driving? Certainly not. They can take the tram like everybody else.
Oh, you're enjoying this, aren't you? Reveling in it. So Christmas means nothing to you at all?
Nothing. Now, for the last time, hop it before I forget myself and become a trifle unpleasant.
All right, I'm going. But I give you fair warning. The Lord has prepared a pit for the likes of you, Ebenezer Dickens. So if you wake up in the morning dead, don't come to me for redemption, because it will be too blooming late.
She's right. It is getting a bit chilly.
Any road up, children. That very same night, Ebenezer Dickens had a visitor. A visitor from the past.
Ebenezer Dickens. Wake up. Ebenezer.
Penny. Somebody dropped a penny.
Ah! Hello, Ebenezer. Who are you? Don't you recognize me? I'm Jacob Marley, your late partner.
But you're dead, deceased, defunct, departed this mortal coil.
No one ever dies, Ebenezer. They just go to a better place.
Then why have you come down here again? You did come down, didn't you? Not up through the floorboards.
If you're asking if I joined the feathered flock, the answer's yes. I didn't grow these because I had foul pest, you know. No, I was sent here special to give you a final warning. Repent or pay the price. The sins that ye do, 2 by 2, will ye pay for 1 by 1. And what is more, the good Lord...
Has a pit prepared for the likes of me. Yes, I've heard that already.
You have?
Yes, the Sally Ann were around here earlier.
Oh, not them again. How come they always get in first?
Well, like I told the Sally Ann, you're wasting your time, so you could go back and tell your employer that I put my name down for the other place. And what's more, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, I couldn't do that. He'd have me feathers for a funny hat. No. You come with me now.
Give over, I've told you, I prefer a warmer climate. And I don't mean Bognor Bloody Regis.
I mean a glimpse into the future. There, right in front of you. A glimpse of a Christmas yet to come. A glimpse of your very own funeral, Ebenezer Dickens. And the unhappiness that lies ahead.
Is that supposed to be me in there?
Well, it isn't the great Houdini. No, that's you, all right. In the year of our Lord, 1800, and how's your father?
1800 and what?
The actual date depends on how you run your life from this moment on. So, let's listen to what your contemporaries have to say about you when the time comes.
We are gathered here today to mourn the passing of Ebenezer Dickens. For though he made few friends in life, very few, none at all, as a matter of fact, it would be unchristian not to mark his departure to join the choir invisible with a few caned wads. Well, for instance, we all know that he was... and then again, there was the time when he... Oh, no matter what he has done in the past, you can't deny that he... Oh, come on, Mr. Scratchit. You worked for the man for years. There must be something nice you can remember about him. Well...
I'm thinking.
Mrs. Scratchit.
No, sorry, not a thing.
See, not one redeeming feature. I told you I'm down to all Nick. Now, will you let me get back to sleep?
Hold on. I just remembered something.
Yes?
What?
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 I did hear
Yes?
that you were a very good speller at school.
Well, go on.
That's it.
That's it. Well, that's not much of an epitaph. I mean, if that's all he's got going for him, he'll never go to glory.
Oh, that's my case.
All right, you win.
Where is he? Where is Ebenezer Dickens?
In the box, dear. But who are you?
I'm Little Nell, the match seller, here to pay our last respects to that kindly old gentleman who once saved me from a fate worse than death.
All right.
Rubbish, I've never seen him before in my life.
Sure he wouldn't remember me, but many years ago, when I was weary, hungry, and thin as a lark,
Certainly made up for it since.
this old gentleman bought a penny box of matches from me. Well, it should have been a penny, but he beat me down to 3 farthings.
Now I remember.
But with that 3 farthings, I was able to buy a hot meal, a new pair of boots, a bottle of lung tonic, and still have enough left over for my tram fare home.
By the heck, that's what I call making a profit.
Anyway, if it hadn't been for Mr. Dickens and his 3 farthings, there would have been only one thing left for a girl like me. Destitution.
Pardon?
Destitution.
Oh, did you hear that, Lord? There was a spark of decency in the man.
No, it's not true. I only wanted a box of matches.
But you still saved her life, Ebenezer. And whether you like it or not, you're saved.
No, please, you can't mean that.
Oh, but I do. Goodbye, Ebenezer. See you up there in the great pawn shop in the sky. Beam me up, Leviticus.
Jacob, no! Come back here! Jacob, listen! You don't know the half of it! I'm made to give me much more than a box of matches! Jacob! Oh, shut up!
But come Christmas Day, Ebenezer Dickens sat alone at his desk, contemplating the events of the previous evening. And he was a changed man. For someone whose only ambition was to go down in history as being the nastiest, meanest, out-and-out rotter of all time, his whole life was in ruins. And he did the only thing left for him to do.
Flaming match girl! Ruined everything! Why couldn't you have been flooding corn plasters instead? Still, if you can't beat them, join them. Hey, hey, you down there!
Who? Me?
Yes, the ugly-looking lad with the spots. Here's £50. Go and buy the biggest goose in town and take it round to Bob Scratches in Sewer Street with my compliments. And by the way, tell him he's got his job back.
How much were you paying him?
£2 a week.
I'll do it for 1 and 6.
When can you start?
Right now.
Well, come up here then.
Here, what about the goose?
Bogger the goose, you've got work to do. Well, Leeds wasn't built in a day.
But a little while later, children, Ebenezer Dickens saw the error of his ways and gave up his pawnbroking business for good.
What happened to him then, Captain Ridley?
He changed his name to Charlie and became a famous writer. Now, wasn't that a good story?
It was lovely, Captain, lovely. No, it weren't. It was rotten. Rotten, boring and damp. And I'm going home.
Stop singing, Eric, dear. What a pity. I better get his going home present.
No, let me. I'll give it to him.
That's right, too. What is it? What am I going to get? Will I like it?
I wouldn't bank on it, sunshine.
Bye, Eric. God bless you. By the way, what is he going to get?
Exactly what he deserves.